tell you a little bit about her, but it sounds like you already know all about her. So. I will tell you this, she's a retired attorney with the English Office of...
She's retired.
All right, she rocks. Okay, she's not retired at the title, but I'm going to go ahead and have you come up and share a little more about yourself as you present.
So I'm very excited to be here today. It's a big crowd. In fact, apparently there were more people marching this morning on the Park Strip in Alaska than Alaskans who attended that event yesterday in Washington. So I want to address 3 key principles that I think we all need to keep in mind for the coming months as we think about actions that we want to take and things that we want to do to make America go forward. First, we must continually insist that facts, evidence, and science are not matters of opinion. So we need to call out and we need to push back when anyone, regardless of where that person is on the political spectrum, claims that some particular opinion is a fact. Okay? Facts, evidence, and science. You've got to keep those in mind. Don't substitute opinions. Second, we must be vigilant in protecting our laws, our institutions, and the traditions that safeguard our liberty. The Constitution is our security blanket. The Constitution, not some strong man. The Constitution is going to protect everyone across the political spectrum. It is not in the Constitution that we should target particular groups and disenfranchise them. It's not in the Constitution that we lock up our political opponents. The Constitution doesn't have a litmus test for judges. And the Constitution says that everyone gets due process, even the weakest among us. Third, we must strive for civil discussion at all times. Flinging vitriol, flinging abuse at people who don't agree with us is not the way that we're going to convince people of the way forward. So we're going to have to work really hard because the example being set right now from on high is not one of civil discourse and reasoned argument. So we're going to have to work hard on that. So many of you know that I'm known as the immigration lawyer. I'm also a retired lieutenant colonel in the military police corps. And I spent a great deal of my career being part of the intelligence community. I also think of myself as part of the intelligent community. And I know from my background that immigrants are facing particular pressure in the coming months. We were told yesterday that we need to put America first. And apparently, putting America first in the eyes of some people means that we should reject those who seek refuge on our shores. We should lock them out, and we should reject involvement in the larger world, the world in which the United States today is the most powerful nation. But putting America first should mean that we put our principles first. So we should put our principles front and center, and that means we need to unite to protect the most vulnerable among us. And we should put front and center those principles that made America great in the first place. If you read the Constitution, you'll see that the ultimate goal is to form a more perfect union, not a more divisive society. putting America first means putting our principles first, and it means uniting, not dividing. Now, I want to close by mentioning that yesterday, for the first time in many, many inaugurations, there was no poem spoken at the inauguration. And they had no time for the inspiration of poetry. But this morning on the radio, luckily, National Public Radio decided to recite a poem. And it's a poem that all of you in the room, I think, are familiar with. And I can't recite the whole thing, but I'm going to give you part of it, because today you were out there marching in solidarity in the snowstorm. So I'm going to close with these words from the Populist Manifesto #1 by Lawrence Ferlinghetti. These are his words, not mine. Just want to make that clear to Melania. Okay? I quote, "Time now to open your mouths with a new open speech. Time now to communicate with all sentient beings. Descend to the street of the world once more and open your minds and eyes with the old visual delight. Clear your throat and speak up. Don't wait for the revolution, or it'll happen without you." Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. Beautiful segue. Little did she know. We have a poem on the way. I'd like to bring to the stage Polly Carr. Polly Carr is the executive director of the Alaska Center. She fights on the front of climate change, all kinds of environmental, protecting our salmon, protecting our habitat here in Alaska, really involved in